Welcome, everyone, to Diversified, where our mission is to have you living a life filled with wealth, health, and happiness. Today, we have a very special guest and a friend of mine in Rick Martin, who some of you may already know. Rick has been a veteran of the insurance industry, specifically property and casualty insurance, for 30-some years, Rick?
Yeah, 39 years, actually.
39 years, almost
And
40, and
counting.
now and counting, because now he brings his talents to South Beach, or at least South Delaware, where he heads up diversified insurance for all our clients, insurance, specifically property and casualty insurance needs. So thanks for joining us, Rick.
Very welcome. Good morning to you.
Good morning. So, in these things, I bring in an expert in one of three disciplines: wealth, health, or happiness. And I think I know you're a miserable person, so we won't talk about happiness. Um,
That
and
is that is not true. I'm a very happy guy.
absolutely, which is why you're here. But in the wealth world, specifically in protection and insurances, teach us a little bit about your industry, especially what's one thing people should really know about uh, how today's homeowners and auto insurance can really help protect people's wealth that you've seen and the trends.
Sure. Well, there's a number of different things that are important, why insurance is important in people's lives. But if I had to pick out the one thing that concerns me about protecting someone's wealth, is to have enough liability protection. Some large catastrophic unfortunate incident happens that you get sued, and it's a big number, and you only have 100,000 per person on your car insurance policy, and you're getting sued for a lot of money. That is not good for the nerves, and the wealth is in jeopardy as well.
Sure.
So that is the one thing that I find that it concerns me when I review policies. One of the largest things that can really affect someone. So liability, on the home, auto, and then people should have an umbrella. They're very inexpensive. So
Right. And they
you know,
protect above and beyond, of course.
correct.
So tell me a horror story you've seen in your 39 years, and then tell
Whew.
me where tell us a success story where you saw proper coverage in the job you did working with individuals on their auto and home really save them financially, or put, because I'm sure you've seen in both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, there's two that pop in my head. One is concerning, both of them concerning liability. One was sad, and then one was scary. So which one would you like to hear?
Yeah, I'll leave that to you, Rick.
um, well, I'll tell the sad one. This couple went vacationing with another couple, and they rented a boat to go water skiing. And homeowners liability and umbrella liability covers you, worldwide. So what happened was, in this particular case, they were water skiing, and the neighbor was driving the boat, and his neighbor was skiing, and he fell, and he broke his neck, basically, and was a paraplegic from then on. They only had 300,000 liability on the home, and they did not have an umbrella. Now, fortunately or unfortunately, in this case, the friends weren't going to sue for bodily injury, pain, and suffering, and make the people sell their houses, sell their house. The policy paid out 300,000 policy limits, but it's not enough when you're in a situation like that. So it's a extremely sad situation for
And
both
Rick,
parties.
if they had an umbrella policy, is that generally what you would like that prevents that in that situation?
Correct. And if they 300,000 is the minimum requirement on many companies' homeowner policy to qualify for having the umbrella. Some
Right.
of them are only 100. So if they had 300,000, an umbrella might have cost them 300 to 400 bucks a year or $1 million worth of coverage,
Right.
and they would have had 1,300,000 in that situation.
Much,
So,
much
so
different.
that's a sad one.
All right. Well,
You
now
know,
change our mood, would you? Tell us. Although any of these stories aren't happy, but tell us where you really you felt conviction what you did because it really made a difference in someone's life.
yes, I mean there was one that in particular that it's not liability issue, because a lot of times when a liability claim occurs, I don't even know about it unless it's like kind of a sad one where if a person had an umbrella and then the umbrella paid out, the claims people don't call me and say, "Hey, nice job,
Right.
your client had a $1 million umbrella." I only hear the sad parts or the a shame thing. But this one was kind of interesting in that it was a homeowner policy, and I reviewed a homeowner policy, and the um, insurance on the structure of the house was not enough coverage. Okay, so I did a square footage analysis. I talked to the customer, did a calculation of what it would cost to rebuild the house, and then I added guaranteed replacement cost coverage on property and contents. Okay, sometime maybe a couple years, so we changed the coverage, that kind of thing. And I don't know, a couple years later, 3 years, I don't really know the timing. Um, the the person had a frozen pipe, and a plumber came out, and he to thaw the pipe out, he used a torch.
Plumber.
Well, so yeah, so the sparks kind of went up into the house. He left. The pipes were thawed out. About, I don't know, 10 hours later, the house burst into flames because it was burning in between the walls. Okay. Um, and then once it broke through into air, it just the oxygen fed the flame and it just went kaboosh. And fortunately, no one was hurt. The dog that was living there got out of there too, so that's fortunate. But the house was completely destroyed. Everything in it, just by the time the fire department got there, it was completely gone. So anyway, so Liberty Mutual paid out. Um, they contents coverage. It was huge claim, $1 million easy. Um, and so next thing you know, I got sued by the plumber's liability company, and they wanted to know why I had that so much coverage on that house. And I go, well, I'm taking care of my customer. Come on. Well, you know what I mean? It was an easy deposition. When I go in there, he says, why did you put this replacement cost contents on there and on contents and on dwelling? And I said, it's the right thing to do so that my customer's protected. You know, and so they were made whole. The lawsuit was thrown out, and everything was good.
I'm glad you said it was thrown out because people would start worrying we found you real cheaply in some state. That's how
Yeah,
we
no,
got
no,
you.
yeah. Yeah,
Huh.
I've only been deposed twice for stuff in my career in 40 years, so that's pretty darn good. And both times, the defense attorney goes, "Nice job, because
Right.
you protect yourself, you had the right coverage, all that stuff." So,
Right. So
but
you did the right
yes,
thing.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. So give me the one big tip or advice you'd give on someone's auto insurance that most people aren't thinking about, and the one big tip you give people on their homeowners insurance.
Well, I mean, it's one big tip on each. Well, I mean, I guess I can lump them both together.
Okay.
Um, is a good way to do it. Don't assume your coverage is you buy it and then forget about it. Okay, your life changes over time. You have kids, you buy a new house, you get new cars. You know, Inflation makes the cost of your rebuild costs go up. Different stage of your life, so you need more liability. You have a financial planner, so obviously you have wealth that needs to be protected. Don't assume what you bought when you were 22 years old, just starting out of college, for your car insurance is enough. Review your coverage.
How
You know,
often?
um, right now I say every year, because the insurance market is very volatile, and so you might be able to get better rates right now. But if everything was, it's not as volatile as far as rates and loss ratios and all that kind of stuff. Um, if you have a life-changing event, you buy a house, you get another car, you have a child coming on as a driver. He or she are going to college. You buy a vacation home. You hire a financial planner. you know there's all kinds of different life-changing things. Don't forget about your insurance. Is what I'm saying. It is important. It can make things um extremely comfortable for you, and you don't have to worry about things. If you do have a claim, oh well, my insurance company is going to take care of me. I have the
Sure.
right coverage in place, and then that gives you a peace of mind. So that, I guess, that would be the number one thing. I mean, you can
I
also do it at renewal. That's another good. You get your renewal
Sure.
policy, take a quick look at it. All right, make a quick call, that kind of thing, and say, hey, what's going on? That kind of thing. It takes 10 minutes of your time maybe to talk to your agent and get a little quick review. How are things?
And
And
it could
then,
and
okay,
it could be a
yeah,
substantial benefit or
right,
hole in your coverage because lifestyle
right,
issues.
correct,
Makes
correct.
sense.
Correct.
Makes sense.
Another one I see too, I just want to mention real quick. A lot of times people buy jewelry and stuff like that, and homeowner policies only have $2,500 worth of coverage for jewelry, theft of jewelry. So that's nothing.
Right.
And as time goes on, us men buy our ladies jewelry for sure. And 2,500 doesn't go very far anymore.
No,
And some
no,
of the policies are only 1,500 too. So it depends on what company you have.
yeah, it's good. I know even personally working with you through the years, I've done anytime I've gotten anything for my wife or whatever, I always reach out and add it in another few bucks in coverage. But
Correct. Correct.
you know, God forbid something
Yeah,
happens,
exactly. Yeah,
don't have to
exactly. And it can
pay the
cost you,
pension
it
twice.
cost you some money. So that's another little thing that people miss a lot of times. They think, oh, I got a lot of coverage on my homeowner policy, but there are special items that have restrictions.
Right. That's awesome, Rick. For those that now know, Rick is again part of Diversified Insurance. He heads it up and he brings us almost 40 years of experience here to help our clients and sort of our mission of everything under one roof. And we thank you, Rick, for your time today, for your expertise in helping our clients. I know you helped them before, now you're helping them as part of our entity, and we really appreciate it. I think www.diversified LLC insurance is where we can reach out, and of course shoot a note to any of the planners, anyone here, if you have questions or are looking for help personally, as we could put you in touch with Rick and that team. So thank you, Rick.
Very welcome.
And as always, I'm Andrew Rosen, president of Diversified. Stay wealthy, stay healthy, and stay happy, everyone. Take care. Bye.
Take care. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.